What advice would you have to when you think about deep fakes? What some of the do's, don'ts, and maybe to the awareness that should go with it?
Yeah, it's a great question. So first, I think that we should really get used to challenging everything. Um, Regardless of how much you think a certain action or interaction is grounded in truth, especially on the internet, it is very important to just question and challenge everything. I'll give a very specific example. So in Hong Kong, a finance worker was tricked into paying $25 million dollars um, due to being fooled by a deep fake of their CFO. And it wasn't just like a phishing email or anything. He was on a video call with a bunch of other participants, and all of them were fake.
Oh my
And
goodness.
and so it's a very funny, like we can laugh. It's a very funny, it's sad
But very expensive.
reality,
Yeah.
very expensive, right? And so just question everything, challenge everything. It seems like very just like duh advice, and I feel kind of silly even saying it. But right now, we are entering a period, especially if you're a young person. We can talk about older folks as well, but especially as a young person, there's a lot of hubris in using technology, and I have that too. There's a lot, as you say, Gen Y and previous generations adopted technology, Gen Z expects technology. And part of that expectation is a lot of hubris and naivete. It's a lot of, oh, I know that, don't worry
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're Gen Z, we're the digital natives, let it go. We'll figure it out. I know how to use an iPhone, okay? I'm sure most young people are like the techies and the technicians for when their parents' phones stop working or a bug is encountered. Trust me, I am too. But there is kind of like that blind spot that
Yeah.
we will all have in, oh, I could never be fooled by that. Who and this is one thing where I also struggle with this as well. As I think, if I may get personal, I think I did encounter a deep fake a while back. I didn't realize it was a deep fake until I saw news that it was a deep fake. The example is slipping the actual thing is slipping my mind.
But you're saying
But if
you
I,
fell trap for it. In other words,
yeah, I fell for it. Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. I just like, I saw it and I dismissed it. Like I saw it, registered it, acknowledged it, moved on. And then a couple of days later, it was like, oh no, that was a deep fake. And I was like, wait, hold on. And so, yeah, like it's going to be growing pains, but again, I'm not saying I'm the best of the best, but the best also fall victim to it. And so don't beat yourself up about that.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I don't know if this is the last question or not, but
Yes.
if I may just extend it. On the flip side, there are positive use cases for deep fakes.
Yeah, that'd be
Absolutely.
great.
So, so I don't know if your audience is familiar with Black Mirror, but there's a great episode called "Be Right Back," and essentially this is kind of like uploading, her, not to spoil it, but something happened to her partner, and she wanted to see him again, and so she uploaded a lot of audio and video, and kind of had that like chatbot, dealing with grief interaction. And this is a fantastic thing where, we're all mortals, we're all going to lose people in our lives. And so with the amount of data we have, with the amount of audio and video we have of our parents, of our spouses, of our friends, this might be a very powerful thing where it's not a replacement, but it might ease the transition if you're able to use a ChatGPT like system along with a deep fake and then create an avatar of your deceased
So what
acquaintance.
happened in that one, Ayush? If I could just, I mean, if it's
Yeah.
not, yeah,
No,
just
it's
curious
it's
because
um
yeah, how yeah, but you make a good point. But I'm curious, how did that help, or yeah, what was it like from there?
so again, a spoiler alert, I'm just going to talk about the episode. So what happened was her spouse, her boyfriend, I think, got into a car crash and she couldn't deal with the grief. And so she uploaded all the audio, video, text messages and kind of had this artificial intelligence of her boyfriend. And what Black Mirror extends that reality even further. And so there was a service where she could upload that kind of mind into a living human or into like this thing that would replicate being a human. And what happened was at the beginning of the episode, her boyfriend was looking at a picture and said, "Oh, we all look happy in this picture, but this was one of the worst memories I ever had." And then on the flip side, later in the episode, the I guess AI robot of the boyfriend was looking at that picture and said, "Oh, this looks so happy."
Ah,
And so like you kind of get that replacement, you kind of get like that superficial replacement, but it won't ever be the real thing.
of course.
And so again, this is one of the powers of deepfakes, potential powers, potential benefits, is that we could kind of blunt the real initial impact of grief, and instead of just like one day they're there, the next day they aren't, make it kind of like, an arc, a nice just like a nice layoff where you can still talk to them, you can still have their interactions, but slowly but surely you will get better. And I think that could be very powerful.